Takes it through. The Ravens win.
Kick is on its way, and it looks good.
There are some times in life when you're either in the loop or you're out of the loop. And when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens and drafting kicker Tyler Loop, Justin Tucker is no longer in it. Today has been a shocking day when it comes to news for the Baltimore Ravens. I woke up early this morning. I wasn't feeling well. I laid down and Brodney hit me up and was like, well, if you're not feeling well, make sure you don't make any videos today. And I'm like, I don't plan on making any videos unless something big happens, unless there's some news that comes out that's just breaking and I have to talk about it. So here I am. I was actually laying down sleep and I just kept hearing my phone go off, just notifications. And then I looked at the screen and I saw Praveen and he's like, are you making a video about Justin Tucker? And I'm like, what happened? And I look and I see that the Ravens have cut kicker Justin Tucker. And to me, this was not really a surprise. Like I said, once the Ravens went into the draft and drafted Loop, we all knew that it was pretty much a done deal for Justin Tucker. And who would have thought that we would be in this situation today when it came to 2012, the undrafted free agent going into a kicker competition with Billy Cundiff, this cocky little kid, this undrafted free agent out of Texas battling for the job. And for me, I was one of those ones that wanted Justin Tucker to win the kicking job, because with all of my soul, with all of my being, with everything that I am made of, right down to my mitochondrial DNA, I hate Billy Cundiff. And I still do till this day. And I can still remember that field goal that sent me over the edge. And then we brought in this young, brash, cocky little undrafted kid out of Texas to compete for the job, and it came down to the wire. The Ravens almost, I'm gonna say almost, made a mistake in going with Cundiff because, you know, John Harbaugh loves his veterans and he's not too keen on rookies, but they made the right decision. They went with Justin Tucker, and the rest is history. The Ravens went on to win the Super Bowl. I don't know if that run, I don't know if his sudden success sparked something in him, but we all know that with a lot of athletes, they have attitudes, they have egos, they have bravado. And not to say that this was in Justin Tucker's case, but sometimes when you start doing things, you start feeling yourself, you go out and get above yourself.
It's above me now.
I was fortunate enough for a time to have a star athlete in the family, and there were times where he got a little bit too big for his britches. I'm not even going to lie. The inflated sense of ego with everybody always pumping him up and telling him he could do no wrong. There was a time where, you know, he got the big head. And this may or may not have been the case with Justin Tucker. I'm a rookie. I come in. We win the Super Bowl. I'm on cloud 9. I'm a champion. I have one of 32 jobs in the NFL. And sometimes you get that bloated sense of self-worth. You start thinking that you are more than what you really are. And you, as an athlete, sometimes demand things that you rightfully shouldn't have. Now, I'm not saying that this is what happened with Justin Tucker, but it can happen, and it has happened, and it's going to continue to happen as long as there are pampered athletes in our world. Now, Justin Tucker did last 13 seasons with the Baltimore Ravens. He is the greatest kicker possibly in NFL history. He is by far the greatest kicker in Ravens history, and we were fortunate enough that the Ravens had Matt Stover and Justin Tucker, so our kicking game was secure for most of this franchise's existence, except for a couple years in between here and there. And I am not here to say whether or not he did what he did. I'm not here to say whether or not the Ravens released him because of the NFL investigation that's going on. But to me, I can see the flock is on two sides of this story. Once I heard that he was cut and I went to Twitter and I just looked, and all I'm hearing is good riddance. Glad to meet you. See ya. Bon voyage, adios, whatever. They are telling him to get gone. But this is where I have an issue on both sides of the coin. There is an investigation going on. He hasn't been charged with anything. And supposedly there's possibly 3 new allegations that just came out this past weekend. But they are allegations. And this is the same thing that I've been reading over the last week when it comes to the Ravens when they drafted linebacker Mike Green out of Marshall. All I kept seeing in the comments was, well, he's only been accused. He's never been convicted. He's never been tried. He's just been accused. These are accusations that have gone nowhere so far. And okay, I'm with you on that thought of, listen, innocent until proven guilty. 100%. You're innocent until they prove that you did something. As of right now, they have not proved that Justin Tucker did anything. And if they have, did the NFL leak it to the Ravens? I don't think that they would. Why would they? Until their investigation is complete. And if they have, I'm sure that somebody else would have got a hold of this story, and it would be out there that like, yo, your man's going up the river. He's in for a long time. He's going to the bank. Like, he's done. And the rationale with Green is the Ravens vetted him. They looked into it. They didn't see anything that was alarming that would cause an issue later on. So did the Ravens find out something about Justin Tucker that made them say, you know what, let's release him before the story gets out? I'm not too sure. I don't know. Did he do these things? I'm not for certain. There are a lot of times when there is smoke, there is fire. And he's got a few accusers saying that he did these things. And then they're saying he was banned, and he showed letters saying that he wasn't banned. Like, it's a he say, she say for right now, but we really don't know. So are the Ravens actually cutting him because of these allegations? Because you just drafted a guy that had allegations. So then the other sector is going to come in and say, well, you know what? It's performance-based. By cutting him, they save $4.2 million with the salary cap. And I can say, you know what? You're going with cheaper options. You're going with a guy that potentially could take over for him at a cheaper price. And he did miss a bunch of kicks last season. I don't know if his confidence is shaken, if his mind is somewhere else, but he's declining. He's on the decline, and it's a possibility he cost us some games last year that could have helped the Ravens get higher seedings. I get all of that. But then I think about Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews has done nothing in the playoffs, and his performance was even worse to me than Justin Tucker's. And on top of that, you just gave him a $4 million roster bonus in March. But more importantly, unlike Tyler Loop, who's a rookie and unknown, we have Isaiah Likely, who we know can play, who we know can take over for Mark Andrews. So we have a known entity, a known commodity that can come in and take over for somebody that hasn't been doing for this organization. So the question that's brought up to me is it performance-based or is it narrative-based? Is it the narrative that he's guilty before proven innocent? Or is it that he just can't play anymore, or he just can't be depended on by this team? And I know this is not an easy decision by the Ravens because he is one of the good old boys. He's a part of that network, and for some reason, whatever it is, they had to let him go. Why did you not have to let Mark Andrews go? And I know some people will say, well, how we get the Mark Andrews on this one? Because if it's performance-based and you're seeing a decline and you let him go to save money, why would that not be the case across the board? But I guess to the argument is Mark Andrews has not declined in the playoffs because he was never like that. So I guess the argument can be made there. Like, he's never been shit in the playoffs. So how can you decline when you've done nothing? So I guess the argument may be had. But for me, this is shocking news. The Baltimore Ravens this season in 2025 seem to be amping things up a little bit. They seem to be going in directions they haven't gone in before, or at least most of this fan base has not seen before. And maybe finally they're trying to win a Super Bowl. They're doing the things necessary to make this team as competitive as they can to a point to win a Super Bowl. And speaking of, I'm working on a video. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm working on a video. That's why you haven't seen much from me recently, because it's taken a lot out of me, the research, to getting it together, and I've been a little bit lazy. I ain't gonna hold you. I've been lazy, like trying to do this and just thinking about it, because it's taken a while to put together, and I'm just in my head like, yo, if I take all these hours, because it's gonna take a couple of days, and put this thing together, and nobody watches it, I'm going to be heated, and then I'm not gonna want to make videos anymore. So I guess psychologically, I'm just slowing down the process to stop the self-fulfilling prophecy of it not happening. But I appreciate everything that you guys do. I appreciate the love and support on this channel. I appreciate how you uplift and support your Ravens YouTubers. Continue to do so, man, because this is not an easy process. It's not just sitting behind this camera talking. You have to find things to talk about. You have to edit. You have to do a lot of things. So appreciate y'all. I'm going to go back, lay down, and ponder what just happened. Until next time, out.
Nah, man, I'm cool.